Martin Skrelly. This dude, man, this guy finds himself in just an absolute, utter world of shit constantly. And I can't quite figure it out if it's just because he is who he is or if he just has that shit of luck. I mean that legitimately. Like, a lot of people out there defend this guy. They do. They defend him like, oh, he wasn't doing anything bad. He wasn't, defrauding anyone. He didn't screw up at all. The government, man, the government's coming after this guy. And, and to be fair, I think part of that might be true. But at the same time, he's got one of the most smug, punchable faces. And this is coming from me, who also has a smug, punchable face. I can acknowledge that. But Martin Skrelly here got in trouble because he was running his business illegally from behind bars. Which is amazing. Which is absolutely amazing that he was doing that. So it says here, Martin Skrelly, the controversial pharmaceutical entrepreneur who was convicted of fraud and conspiracy charges, is now facing federal investigation into his behavior in prison. The Bureau of Prisons has opened an investigation into Skrelly after the Wall Street Journal reported that he was secretly leading his pharmaceutical enterprise using a cell phone behind bars. Now, think about this for a second here. The Bureau of Prisons had no knowledge that Skrelly was running the show from behind the scenes. They had no knowledge whatsoever. All they knew is that he was behind bars and he was where he was supposed to be for the next, 6 years, I think. 6 years. He got 7 years. And then they find out through the Wall Street Journal reporting that he was running the scene using a contraband cell phone. Now, in and of itself, this is not a huge story. In and of itself, this is not something that I would be like, oh my God, no, Martin, what have you done? Because contraband cell phones are nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, they're pretty established when it comes to prison contraband. People can get in anything. And the cell phone just seems to make a lot of sense. And I'm not going to lie, if I were Martin, I'd probably want someone to smuggle in a smartphone up their ass so that I could at least play some goddamn Candy Crush while serving out my time. Now, the Bureau here says, when there are allegations of misconduct, they are thoroughly investigated and appropriate action is taken if such allegations are proven true. The allegation is currently under investigation. Now, they said here that federal inmates are prohibited from having cell phones or running businesses. If convicted of having a cell phone, Skrelly could face up to 1 year of additional prison time or a fine, according to the law. Other disciplinary options are also possible if he's found to have conducted business behind bars. Now, here's the deal: is obviously they're talking about the pharmaceutical company here, right? They're talking about his pharmaceutical company. But what I love, if the lore could be ever crafted and molded and shaped into one thing involving Martin Skrelly and running a business from behind bars using an illegal cell phone, I want it to be over the Magic the Gathering cards. Did you guys ever hear about this? Because this is true. In the end of 2016, Martin Skrelly was making waves in the Magic the Gathering community because he was attempting to acquire Black Lotus cards to buy them up in order to increase their value. And it was pissing off Magic players. They were fucking furious with Skrelly over this one. I actually covered it in a video and he caught wind of it and he was none too happy for me. I believe his exact words for me were keep my name out of your mouth or something. And then he's been behind bars for a while. So, fuck him. Now, the investigation marks the latest in a series of unusual twists in his career, who drew political ire for drug price hikes and was later convicted of unrelated charges associated with handling his financial investments. He's been a lightning rod for years, stemming from decisions like his reported $2 million purchase of a Wu-Tang album and his dismissal of Congress members as imbeciles. He earned the nickname Pharma Bro for his bombastic and independent ways. Again, this is funny too. In regards to that $2 million unreleased Wu-Tang album that was a coveted item for a long time. It was a hugely coveted item. He had threatened to buy it and then just release all the tracks for free. He never did. But then we come to find out that not every member of the Wu-Tang signed off on Skrelly's purchase here, meaning that this technical $2 million purchase is not considered a full Wu-Tang album. So what he bought was just an album, but not a Wu-Tang album. That on top of the fact that he is he put out almost I think it was a $5,000 bounty on like a lock of Hillary Clinton's hair or something during the election that he said was a joke. And that's why he ended up back in prison. Not even kidding you. Now, the Wall Street Journal revealed that Shrkeli remains the shadow power at his drug company, Phoenixus, I can't even pronounce it, despite his residency at a low-security federal correctional institution. Yeah, Shrkeli, who's serving a 7-year sentence, plans to acquire rare drugs to bolster his company's finances. The report quoted the Phoenixus board member Akil Mithani is saying it's widely known that Shrkeli has a cell phone in prison. So the thing is, the board is even selling this guy out. Like the board of directors of his company is selling this guy out. Now, I've also heard talks and I've also heard situations involving that he's still ruining this business. He's still costing them millions of dollars in the way that he's been going about things. Like that's what I've been hearing. I have no idea how true that is. I have no idea, whatever. But what cracks me up about that, though, what really cracks me up about that is the fact that he just keeps getting caught doing dumb shit. Because he does. He keeps getting caught doing absolutely dumb things. And this is just Martin Shrkeli in a nutshell. You know, like the guy is obviously bombastic. He's obviously a troll. He obviously loves the attention. But now he's serving, you know, time behind bars. And if this report is accurate, so at this point, it's all alleged. Let's just be fair. It's all alleged. Then he's in a situation where he ain't going to be very happy. Not by a goddamn long shot.